Hey guys, Kevin Cage back with another cryptocurrency update. Hope all is well. Be sure to like and sub, and let's get right into the information today. Rapid fire news. So to kick things off, Gemini, of course, another exchange that refuses to list XRP for good reason, as we know. Gemini now offers crypto trading and storing services to registered investment advisors, guys. So as we can see here, they've partnered with Blockchain, a San Francisco-based crypto platform for professional wealth managers. The Blockchain Gemini solution will allow these registered investment advisors to manage crypto assets within their client portfolios. When we combine this with additional news of national banks custodying digital assets, it's beginning to paint quite the picture. Now, a really cool find, guys, is shared by Matthew, Liny. If you are not following him on Twitter, I don't know what to tell you guys. Definite follow, always providing phenomenal information, great finds that people have never found before, or at least I personally have not seen this specifically. So, right here, as we can see, we'll kick it off and kind of preface it. So Cambridge Global Payments inks deal with American Business Council. So we typically see these groups, and what does this mean? Well, Ripple is partners with FleetCor and is utilizing XRP. Now Cambridge Global Payments is actually owned by this group called FleetCor. As we can see, again, Matthew pulls up all the documentation proving this, and I just wanted to kind of check it and vet it as always. And right here, back from 2018, new pilot program will explore use of digital asset XRP to enhance efficiency of international payments. FleetCor Technologies, and they own the group that we just discussed. As you can see, you can pause the screen if you want to read more about it. Again, just a simple Google search will typically pull this information up, okay? Everything's sourced as well if you guys want to double check. And we can go right here. FleetCor teams up to modernize payments utilizing blockchain. Again, all about efficiency, international transfer. Right here, through this partnership, 800 members, companies gain access to utilize Cambridge's innovative solutions to help mitigate foreign exchange exposure, guys. It's all about FX rates with a highly liquid digital asset. This can help mitigate the risk in, a variety of ways as we discuss. All right. Next up, so in recent news, guys, we hear that Goldman Sachs foreign exchange or FX executive director joins Ripple's global institutional markets team. This is big. I'm truly curious what kind of salary he was making to be incentivized. Was he poor? Was he kind of wanting to work on some groundbreaking things? Again, big moves as we can see here. This article is posted on XRParcade.com. Definite follow. Always check this information, and it's a great website that Leonidas has put together for the XRP community. If you guys want to read more about this, again, speculate as you will. You can kind of see the connections and where he's been, in the past as well. India, Singapore, and many, well-known groups. So no surprise, big things ahead. All right, recent developments with RipPay, R-I-P-A-Y. Ripple Payments, guys, essentially just more building on the XRP ledger, different integrations, different abilities similar to the PayID initiative. As we can see, now RipPay allows you to send XRP to more than a billion people to your favorite messaging apps like Telegram, Discord, Matrix, Slack, using PayID. As simple as saying, pay 10 to Alice, and then we have a $ instead of the @ symbol. RipPay.me. Okay, so cool integrations, little video demo if you guys ever want to check that out. Again, I even saw recent news with Coil and Imager having some big things ahead as well. I think the dominoes are falling in place. If you guys don't see what's happening, I don't know what to tell you. Remember, we were all here, whether you're here, this year or 3 years ago or 6 years ago. Obviously very few people were in XRP 6 years ago, but it happens, and some people are watching this channel. You guys were here before mainstream adoption. It all seems too good to be true until it isn't, and this is exactly what is happening right in front of our eyes. Ignore the price, look at the fundamentals, and understand that price will follow. Price discovery is occurring. I wish all crypto assets that solve, real problems, provide real solutions the best, and there's going to be many that do so. And, again, as I said on Twitter, buckle up. It's going to be a bumpy ride to the top. Nothing occurs in a straight line. Get ready for volatility. That is where the opportunity lies. Right? And again, that silly narrative. We are investing in so much more, holding so much more than fake internet money. This is obviously solving real problems for real customers, financial institutions across the globe for remittance initially, and we see what is occurring with NASDAQ and R3. I don't want to keep ranting, but again, World Economic Forum showing documents and showing quotes, King Solomon showing the World Economic Forum saying that, quote, the new normal back in 2018, and now they just roll it out and are, saying it. I'm going to wear my tinfoil hat and think that's, another weird coincidence. Ignorant people are going to hold on to the narrative that this is just a fad or a bubble. Well, you know what? Any asset class that surpasses $1 billion market cap typically is here to stay. And when you look at who is backing all of this and realizing that the Federal Reserve and some of the biggest banks have tested, interledger protocol, which is created by Ripple themselves, I think that there is a lot happening that we are missing. I'm not going to be arrogant to say I know exactly what's going to happen or, how it's going to occur or even when. What I'm saying is we are in the right asset class. We have groups like Capital One. What were they recently doing? They announced getting involved in an AI-based cryptocurrency trading engine. Remember, you guys were here enduring this market before everyone, all right? Right here, I Am Legion sharing this with Finextra. So recent announcement, guys, similar to lending, this is happening. So again, these private companies and public companies. So Square, for example, and Coinbase are eyeing consumer lending markets. So for example, we can see Jack Dorsey's firm carrying out a test with 1,000 Cash App users, and they're offering loans between $20 and $200 that have to be paid back within 4 weeks and come with a flat 5% fee. This is going to be huge, and Coinbase is doing a similar thing for their customers, borrowing cash against their Bitcoin holdings initially. So they have a wait list for the interested customers in the United States. Pretty cool. Now notice, collateralized debt positions, CDPs, are going to play a role in the future. Personally, I don't want to take part in this until there's, way bigger market caps, way more liquidity, and I really understand, the tax implications. Personally, I'm not selling my crypto assets. Yes, I trade a lot oftentimes, but I'm not selling to just get back into the US dollar, which is at an all-time low, and it's just getting started. I think the dollar is going to go down further, and we will simply see how this year ends up. So again, users will be able to borrow up to 30% or $20,000 of their Bitcoin holdings at an 8%, I don't know why it said percent, typo there, APR with no application or credit check. Okay, simply the future. Everything will be automated. Think of identity, KYC compliance. Everything will flow through these systems. All right, this reminds me again, I personally am still looking into this. I have another debit card with another group, and I'm not really spending, but if you guys want, I've heard good things thus far from uphold.com with their cryptocurrency debit card. I forgot how much it costs. I'm sure it's relatively cheap, maybe like $10 to get it. I've heard good things thus far, but keep in mind, it's cool to see the functionality. I'm not looking to spend, extremely undervalued crypto assets on food at the moment though, all right? All right, another group, ClearHedge Capital and BitGo Prime Team on large institutional loans of digital assets. Additional lending, as we can see here, guys. And look at this focus, obviously. Offer a deeply integrated solution with lending, trading, and custody. Have to come to an agreement to collaborate and focus exclusively on providing loans in the digital asset space to institutions with loan sizes of 10 million and above. So again, as we can see, huge push for best-in-class services, increased liquidity with the Internet of Value, with Interledger protocol, with these level playing field type of protocols. All value, it has to be relatively value agnostic because everything will be tokenized, whether it's real estate, equities, metals, crypto assets, you name it. And they have to be able to interoperate. So again, liquidity is going to be a huge, huge incentive, or I guess I should say a huge focus in the future, okay? This is not going to happen overnight. And guess what? It has been going on for years. So don't think that we're just starting now and we still have another 10 years to go, okay? Next, Federal Reserve shares details on FooWire distributed experiment. Now, why is this relevant? Well, again, they are sharing these published details about 2019, this payment trial utilizing Hyperledger Fabric. Remember, Hyperledger and Ripple are both working on expanding Interledger protocol as well. No surprise, a variety of assets as well. I'm a fan of Ethereum, but they really need to fix their scalability issue, the gas prices that are occurring today. And it's the same narrative they are kind of going through. And as we can see here, central bank, government agency, and a commercial bank. And really just kind of basic testing, not even really stress testing per se, with permission networks and permissionless networks to connect. And guess what? The XRP ledger is permissionless. Permissionless ecosystems are going to have a role to play. And that is why XRP owning a piece of that protocol, and the more that the network is used, the higher the price of that asset goes. Obviously, there's a lot more to it, regarding tokenomics. I think you guys understand how big this is. Imagine owning, some IP packets in, the year 2000 before even e-commerce came on board. This is going to be an asset that obviously is deflationary and will continue to grow. Ignore the FUD. They cannot, change the supply. XRP is, you could say, pre-mined The garbage out there that exists is absolutely surreal. I don't know how anyone can weed through all the misinformation. All right. Next, again, Amex, I referenced this in a previous video. I believe they just had a recent acquisition as well, all regarding, cash flow, small, medium enterprises. Keep an eye on this. Not, this necessarily doesn't have anything to do with XRP, but I like to keep an eye on RippleNet customers and what they're doing. In particular, groups like Visa and MasterCard as well, because obviously they are massive, giants in the payment space. And this is where it's going to occur. Central banks are not necessarily going to be processing all of this. The private companies, these public companies, are going to get involved, okay, to some degree. All right, again, XRP Crypto Wolf, I saw him post this before going into it and wanted to talk about this. And remember, we've heard predictions from even Ripple that derivatives would outpace spot. So I thought this was interesting. And in July alone, we saw top tier exchanges saw an increase in trading volume of over 42%. Guys, we're talking 334 billion. And we can also see top tier exchanges now represent 60% of the total volume. This is getting big. I mean, just like, Binance was talking about seeing a lot of trends similar to the previous bull run in 2017. I think that this is occurring again. Derivatives, we talked about it in the previous video, increased 13.2% in July to 445 billion. We understand the derivatives market is, let's just say an average of $700 trillion valuation. A drop in the bucket, all right? A drop in the bucket, an XRP drop, pun intended. All right. And last but not least, Pantera, guys, another massive group. I know they've had some, quite bold price predictions for crypto assets. They tell the SEC its crypto fund has raised nearly $165 million. And also keep in mind, one of its first investments was the Institutional Derivatives Exchange backed. Okay. So think ICE, the Intercontinental Exchange, think NASDAQ, think connections with R3. Obviously, these marketplaces are all competing. And again, the first mover advantage is a real thing. So keep an eye on that. Huge things coming. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully I didn't talk too fast for you. If I did, you can always change the playback speed and make me talk in slow-mo if that's funny. And I appreciate it as always, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks.